Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you the exact process I use at Draft.dev to find writers who are relevant to specific articles and go recruit them. Fair warning, this may not work for every topic, but in a lot of cases, this is a pretty straightforward way to find software developers who are also writing about topics that are relevant to your brand or the topics that you want to write about. And the idea is we're going to search for these developers on three places. We're going to look on medium.com, we're going to look at dev.to, and we're going to look at Google and just kind of look for specific results that might be developers who are looking to maybe write some more. And so then from there, you'll reach out to these developers and see if they're interested in writing for your publication as well. This does take some time, but it's not that difficult either. So first of all, let's do Medium. So let's say that I want to write an article about NGRX effects. This is a tool used in Angular development. And so I might type in a search term like NGRX effects into Medium. And from there, you can sort through these and start to look for writers who are maybe writing about NGRX effects in the recent past. So one tricky thing with Medium is they don't sort this by date. So one thing I will do is look for 2020 maybe, which is last year, so that's relatively recent. So let's see if we can find something. This is Bhargav Bakina. He is a software architect sharing experiences with examples. So it sounds like he writes a lot of tutorials. That's great. And so let's go look at his article here. All right. So here we can see, maybe we can read this article over, see the quality of his writing. This looks fairly good at first glance. I'm not going to do like a deep dive. Normally I might spend 5 or 10 minutes reading through the article, making sure that he's got some of the key things we're looking for. We use a rubric as well to kind of judge basically writers on their writing ability. But I'm not going to do all that for this brief tutorial. So let's just go ahead and look at the author page, and we'll see on the about if there's any way to contact Bhargav. It looks like he's got a LinkedIn address. Great. So we could open up his LinkedIn address. We could try to message him there or connect with him. We could also get onto his Twitter, see if his DMs are open, see if he's got like maybe an email address listed. Sometimes that happens. You have to think like developers maybe normally are a little averse to being cold outreach to, but people who are out here writing a lot, they're doing it because they want opportunities. And so anyway, it's I don't think if they list their public email address somewhere, I don't think it's bad practice to reach out. Okay, so here's an article. We're going to go ahead and add Bhargav to our list here. So we've got an article, we've got the author name, so I'll copy this and I'll put it in here. And then we can put a couple of his social links that we grabbed here on LinkedIn or on Medium. So maybe I'll go ahead and do this. And then I'll put his Twitter as well, since he's got it. And I might go ahead and my first step might be going through and just finding a bunch of authors and adding them here. I didn't find an email, maybe we can find one later. So I'll just go ahead and continue adding writers. And then in my next step, I would go through and reach out to each of them. Okay, so that's Medium. You can basically repeat that as many times as you need to find your list of possible writers. Let's do the same thing on Dev.to. Now, Dev.to is very similar. The biggest difference is we've got the newest sort, which is very helpful for being able to see people who've written about something lately. I think lately is an important factor here. Like if a developer has learned, they've written about NGRX effects 4 years ago, and that was the last time they wrote about them. A, their information might be out of date, but B, they may not be interested in that topic. Who knows? They may have moved over to backend or something completely different. Maybe they're using React now. And you don't really want to like bother people with just irrelevant opportunities, right? So here's a new one, NGRX selector and async confusion. This is kind of interesting. There's some gotchas. So it's maybe a little more unique content than just a straight up tutorial. He's kind of telling a personal story. I like writers that tell personal stories, but they can be hard to replicate. So if we have a topic already in mind, it may or may not be relevant. Let's go ahead and see though, pretending that we may want to reach out to this writer. We'll go ahead and put his article title here and his name, Chase Story. And then he's got a website and a GitHub. So we'll open those up and see if he's got a contact page maybe. Okay, great. He's got a contact form. So he's got an open email. So Yeah, this is again like going back to some people want to be contacted via email, some people don't. I think it's important to respect that. But if you find an email and person's out there writing, maybe he wants to be reached out to. Sometimes your GitHub accounts will also list an email, so this is something else you can do. Okay, let's look at the last method that you might use to recruit developers to write for your site. So let's look in Google about anybody's writing about NGRX effects. So obviously there's some documentation pages. There's somebody who wrote something in 2021, which is great. You can also use Google's Boolean search terms to look for things by date, but I'm not going to get into that now because it's usually not necessary. But this article is from May 2014. It's like a super detailed deep dive into NGRX effects. This is great. So you might want to go find this writer, and we see that he is a runner, open source enthusiast, and blogger. A lot of times people that are sort of out there blogging, I mean, again, they're more likely to be interested in either opportunities for writing more or direct outreach. So it doesn't look like he's got a email listed, but maybe, his DMs are open. So maybe we send him a message. Maybe you follow him and just keep up with him, and then have a reminder to check in a little bit. So anyway, that's my typical strategy. Hopefully this was helpful if you're looking to recruit your own team of writers. If not, feel free to check us out at Draft.dev. If you need technical content for your blog, that's what we do full time. We've got a team of well over 50 writers today, and we're always recruiting for new clients. So be happy to hop on a call and tell you more. Or if you have specific questions about how all this works or how you can recruit your own team of writers, I'm also happy to just chat about that and give you troubleshoot some issues, maybe help you find some people that would be good to reach out to. So feel free to schedule a call at Draft.dev, or if you'd like, you can follow the link below and read more about this topic on how we recruit our writing team at Draft.dev. Thanks for watching.